Hey Lunacy Fighters, it's Shannon, and today I'm going to be opening up, getting kind of personal, and telling you a story. And I'm telling it because I haven't before, really. I mean, I've talked about it, but I haven't told this completely. And I think it might be able to help people in the future if they come across this. So we'll see. We'll see if it does, or if you just want to know more about me, or if you need help. We'll just see how that goes. I'm not going to be shilling in this video, you know, mentioning all the ways you can support me in the channel. It's just, I'd feel weird doing it, especially on something like this. So, yeah. Alright, without further ado, I'm gonna explain how my abusive ex stole my ability to walk. As of 10 years ago, when I was 18 years old, I could still walk. Not well, not far. I had to hold on to things, or if I had someone next to me, you know, they could put up their arm and brace, I could hold on to their arm and walk a general distance, you know, from into a house to a car, from a car to inside a business, around the house, stuff like that. And I actually went diving into some of my old accounts to show photographic proof of this. So, right here. Yeah, apologies for my horrible fashion sense. I was a very misguided goth chick, I guess, if you want to call it that. But, yeah, so when I was 18 years old, I met this guy. Well, I'd met him a little while before. He was a friend of a friend. And, you know, he was one of those people that just seemed cool. He knew more about things than I did, you know, about, like, counterculture stuff. And, you know, I found that interesting. And he had a lot of charisma. Not a really good-looking guy, but, you know, charismatic. And, you know, I had gone through a rough time with my previous boyfriend, and he kind of caught me at a vulnerable spot. So, I ended up getting together with him. And, I had an apartment, and he moved in with me. He had nowhere to live, so he just moved right in. A few months later, we got another apartment. And about 4 months in, things started getting weird. So my ex started kind of getting more controlling. He started taking my phone with him when he'd go places, if he'd run an errand or something, so I had no contact to the outside world. And for a little bit of background, I've answered questions about my disability in the past, but for anyone who doesn't know, I have a degenerative neuromuscular disease called Charcot-Marie-Tooth. With my form, as with most of the forms as far as I know, basically when it comes to your muscles and your ability, if you don't use it, you will lose it. And so my ex was aware of this. He as stupid of decisions he made, he was a smart guy. And he did a lot of research into my disability. And he figured out that was his in to control me. And so he figured out that I had to have something to stand up from to walk, like my wheelchair or furniture, stuff like that. And slowly, the furniture started getting thrown out. Went from a bed to a mattress on the floor. And then all of a sudden, my wheelchair's not really accessible. And I was on the floor. And this happened over time. It wasn't all at once. And so, I'm not going to get into the full abuse and everything, because I might save that for another day. I might never tell it. But, slowly I started getting weaker. And, basically my legs atrophied. I lost any balance that I had previously. And by 2009, thereabouts, I couldn't walk anymore. I could barely stand holding on to things anymore. If that wasn't bad enough, he found other ways to cripple me further. In 2009, I had surgery on my back to remove spinal fusion hardware that had been put in when I was 13. And I had the surgery. I was in the hospital for about a day. And I came home, and he took that as an opportunity to mooch as many of my painkillers from me as he could. And when I mean mooch, I mean steal. Just take them out of my bottle. And then he made sure to punch me in my incision a few times for good measure. And due to that, the incision never healed right. I mean, it did, but the scar tissues, it's all fucked up. And, so I will be in pain the rest of my life. Since back then, for almost a decade, I have not done well with being alone, with my own thoughts. There's so much that I haven't let go, because not only am I so angry at him, I'm angry at myself. This person set out to take my freedom. And while I got away, I will never be on my own. I will never have complete freedom. I will never have autonomy. Because I cannot be on my own. I need help. I am legitimately disabled now. And so, because I was put into a situation where I was forced to crawl on my hands and knees for 2 years, I'll never walk again. But I decided to make this because I need to get it out. I need it to not be in my head anymore. And I'm not much of a writer, but I make YouTube videos. And maybe me doing this can help somebody. Anybody who is in a situation like I was in. If you can, get out as soon as you can. I am living proof of the permanent damage an abusive relationship can do. Some people have it much worse. Some don't come out of it alive. So make a plan, get out as soon as you can. But I also want to let people know there's life. Beautiful life after it. if you can make it. I'm married to a gorgeous man. I have 2 of the best kids that anyone could ever ask for. I'm happy. He took my ability to walk, but he didn't take my happiness. I got that back. And no one can take that from you if you fight for it. So, if you need help getting out of one of those situations, do what you can. There are resources out there. I will link some below. Unfortunately, there aren't as many resources for men. But even if you want to reach out and talk to me, I'm an ear. I'm here. And I won't judge you. Because I know how hard it is to get away. But if I can get away, you can get away. If I can have a happy life with, its faults, so can you. So, maybe now that I've gotten this out of my own head, I can be in the quiet again. We'll see. Alright guys, I think that's it.